Hello everyone. Today we take an eye on a very interesting magical question. The question is how to mate from an 8 or how to mate 8 to A5. This is a very interesting question because a lot of physical energies is inside, metaphysical energy is inside, and almost people do not look about this and why it is so interesting. And so we take a look about that. It is really simple. It is really simple, but very interesting too. So we're doing this now. We made now a 8 to A5 and why it is. It's so simple but so interesting and really important for magic. This is what I say. So we take this one. So now we're doing here. No. Now we put here inside this cross. So now this here, and how I do this, copy, copy, okay, we do it different. It's a little bit difficult to work with this, so we make it different. So we simply put here 1, just as example, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we have here first time the 1, the 2, the 3 and the 4, right? 4 double 8, right? So we do it again. 1, 2. It's really simple but very interesting. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, 4, 8. So how we create 5? This question is really interesting. So now we can here put in a circle if I'm doing okay, it's match, it's not so important, it didn't really match. So on that we see now better a little bit that these lines. So how we create about the 8 5. We have now 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, now normally you would say 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 through 2 is 4 point. But so easy is it not. So easy is it not? Because correctly it's call it 0.5 correctly it's 0.5 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 0.5 is 4. This we can write. This is important. 8 through 2, no, double point, through 2 is 4. So the half one. But correctly is 8 through 2 is 0.5 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 0.5 is 8. No, is 4. So this is the correct way, right? So what is happened now? What is happened now is the following. So we do 8 through 2, right? So this 8 fields here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What? No. This is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right. So we have here this lines take and this lines take 2. Then it's 8. So where I was? So 8 through 2. Take here a little bit other, make it with blue. So 1, I have taken my book. I have written down here how it is. It is difficult enough to not directly understand if you're not using work at it. Here it is. I have no fire. So makes through 2, right? Okay, here. So now this comes here and this comes here, right? Yes. So, right. 8 through 2 is on the following way I have done this. So this one. So I have to do it this way. So now we see 4 through 2 is 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To make it preciser is why this happened here. It's a good question. Why this, how this can come is a question I actually cannot ask you because we have here this point here. So we go one back. So if we do this, I have to need a more precise element, and this one, so then it's 6. And stepwise calculate it more correctly. For this I need a perfect circle, and then it's mathematically really more difficult. But we have in the effects, we have then that elements in so we see that here then is correctly so. And here under we see how to create about E8, A5, because the correct mathematically way is 0.5 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 0.5 is the half of 8, 4. It's not 8 through 2 is 4, it's 8 through 2 is 0.5 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 8.5 is 4. Right, so this is not difficult to understand, but nobody thinks about this. So why it is important or interesting? Why it is important or interesting? So we create that one, create now this. So we take this and then we take this. So here we see this one, and this is really interesting and really important for magic. So this is the way you can create a halo, right? Means like light illusion or sunlight or all that, some cases. Here we have that again. And the interesting is, right? And the interesting is, we know now why this has happened, right? Because it's get more difficult it's getting now more difficult. So this is 0.5, this is 1, this is 1, this is 1, and this is again 0.5. So what is then in Magic is to is, in this case here, you can create chins, right? In this case you can create chins. If you work on this, there is some element like this one. Here comes to a time collapse, right? Here it comes to a time collapse. When you create a chin, you have then in this moment, this is chin work, so this point here and this point. You create the small chin, the little chin, and you give it the little chin to his older self of the chin, and he learn himself. So you can create then the chin, and this is this effects. It happen here. So y8, how to create about the A8, right, like this. Oh, sorry. So we have now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is happening in this place. I have written this on a so we have to do then with the older and the younger. So the interesting is you meet first the older and bring then the younger to the older, and he mastered himself, right? So this is a kind of self-mastering. It's like the chin is remembered to his younger part, and the older chin is remembered to his self younger part, how he mastered himself, right? And this is a question very often is not speak about why 8 through 2 is 4 is not 4 is 5 points. 0.5 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 0.5. And this is a technique how to create a chin. It is from this point to this point. There is, I think, a lot of more interesting stuff to speak about. Bytes have here these points, but actually I have no idea what to talk more about. I think so the halo becomes to exist from this point here. From this point here you can see a halo, right? If here the star on this way you will not see a halo, right? But it comes the light effects that is going this like here. No, not here. So when this point's moving from here to here, this one, let's make a halo. So this is really interesting about magic and mathematics. And then you can go, you can upper work this with 5. So then we come to that picture where the guy put his head out to the stars. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How to create about a 5, a 6, right? So here comes then this 6, and this is then answered with this one, right here. So this point here match then on this point, and so you come to the 6 and you make the same here. So, and this is the way you put it out to the 6 then, and in this moment you can make some poltergeist and some stuff like this. This comes from here to here, then is next. And when you are here on the 4, you go from 4 to the 3. This is going on this way then later. So like this. So if you have the 4 downside to 4, you have this, and then it's go to a half one, right? Maybe 2-dimensional, so it's mean like this one. So then you come to of this one, so you have 2 triangles. And wait, is this correct? Is this correct one, or I do something wrong? 3 yeah, here it's called from the triangle, it's called then it's take from that and that and this one and this one. So here comes then these lines here. These are 2. I'm not really sure now how it is correct. And this comes then at last to this one. 1, right? 2, 1, and here comes to the end 1. So this is then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And how this works here from here, I don't know, like with the 7. But so you can, in this first case, from the 4 to the 5 here get created chin, right? So this is the technique. And the interesting is anyway how to create about the 8 a 5. So because it's not logic, 8 through 2 is 4. So there is not possible to create a 5, and then you think 0.5. So you come here to a mirror effects from 4 to 4. So a star with 4, right, gets splitted into a 5. So this is a mirror effect in standing here. It's the same effect like 0.5 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 0.5. So that's it. So this is one thing nobody thinks about it. but I think it's for magic really important, because it's one of the most how to say this, there is a big reason where life is inside of it. There inside create life in your mind, because your normal brain say you cannot make about a 8 a 5, because 5 and 5 is 10, and then you come and say 8 through 2 is not 5, it is 4, and 4 and 4 is 8, and then you can come and say, look, 0.5 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 0.5 is 5. 5 reasons, 5 good reasons to create about a 8 a 5.